Hello, I'm here to present my modified speech on a persuasive topic I've chosen today. My topic is cameras and intersection. My name is Henry Rodriguez and I'll be presenting my topic today. Let's get started. Alright, so I decided to do camera intersection. I decided to do different cities around the United States to do a test on how they apply to red lights and cameras and what kind of actions they have. So let's get started. Washington, Oxnard, California, Iowa, and Dallas are the cities I've chosen to do. Okay, let me explain red light cameras to you real quick. So, have you ever seen anybody pass a red light? Perhaps, perhaps not. Maybe you have. Well, let's get started. Red light cameras are cameras that capture an image of the back of the truck or the vehicle, perhaps. And as soon as you're passing a red light without any clear go, they capture an image, they take a picture, they keep the picture, and you get a fine. Pretty much how it works. Alright, Washington, D.C., home of our capital. Back in 1999, they had an introduction of adding 14 new cameras to the intersections, to busy intersections where they had a lot of traffic. Therefore, a lot of traffic means a lot of violators, perhaps, and perhaps you're right. From August 1st to September 30th, they did a study. Study consisting of how many people ran red lights. And they came back with big numbers. Let me explain this. 427,000 revenue. For that 2 months, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money due to a lot of violators. $75 a pop. If you're passing a red light, you will get fined $75. So they had quite a bit of people passing red lights back in 1999 when these red lights were getting introduced to the United States. Let's move on. Oxnard, California. Oxnard, California did a study between January 1995 and May 1997. According to the journal Public Health, after they had gave the public about a month notice that they would be doing a study, they found out that in non-camera places, the crash rate went up. An average, of course. And where cameras were signalized, people started slowing down. People started paying attention. People started to notice that they can't pass red lights anymore. It went down. The numbers went down significantly, and it was a good study to show that people do pass red lights, and there are fines for them. Let's move on. Red light cameras. Alright, red light cameras cost about 100,000 crashes a year, 1,000 fatalities, and $14 billion in revenue to fix them. Fix the cars that have been in damage. Therefore, it's a lot of money that's costing the United States. Therefore, red light cameras have been helping that cause, but to begin with, there's a lot of starts with the driver, honestly. Let's move on. Iowa. Iowa did a study as well. It did a study for the morning, midday, evening. They picked two of its busiest intersections to do a study. On the control intersections, they had 8.9 average violations. On the camera enforced intersection, 0.21. People knew going to a camera intersection that they wouldn't do the same thing as opposed to not having. Therefore, there was less violations occurring. Midday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. They had average violations of 6.56. This is a thousands rate. And camera enforced had a 0.42. Therefore, not a lot of people are crossing the red lights. Evening peak, busy hour, people going home. 9.36 violations as opposed to 0.42. Therefore, in Iowa, two busy intersections, cameras versus non-cameras had a big effect on how people drove and how they got to place. And they made it safer for the community. This is in accordance to Journal of Transportation. They did a study over this. Let's move on. Dallas. According to Dallas Morning News, Dallas County charges $75 per violation. And it increases. Every time you're late a month, they increase $25. Therefore, they can be more cost effective. In 2017, Dallas has 67,592 citations. That's a lot of citation considering it's something you're supposed to do, and a lot of people chose not to. 1,000 of them were railroad. People crossing railroad tracks without the proper clearance, and to a certain point, a lot of people had a lot of fatalities in that too. That's why Dallas implemented a lot of cameras due to that aspect. And let's move on. All right.